All right. Hopefully, there's the light. Hopefully, things are working now. I already tried to go live once. I don't need this heater on, that's for sure. You guys just let me know. Let me know how we're doing. All right. And in fact, I don't need this hat either. It's cold outside, but I've had the heater on all day, so it's nice and toasty in the house now. All right, let's try this. Let's try this. All right, guys. So I'm assuming we got Spencer Knight tonight. That's going to be my assumption. I haven't seen anything that makes me think otherwise. Glad to see that he's back. And how many goals tonight? Now, hey Tricky, how you doing, bud? Wait, really? Bob is in net? Hey, brother Gene. Florida Panther fans. They're playing Bobrovsky. Really, sweet Nirvana. Wow. All right, I did not see that coming. Um, maybe Spencer's still not feeling well. Okay, I believe you. Um, that's a surprise. That's really surprise. Spencer must not be feeling well because he's out of COVID protocol, right? Let's see. Columbus is off the 6-0 win in Carolina. Yeah. That's really surprising. Shomer said, my brother says, don't question it. All right. I won't question it. I'm not going to question it. I'm not going to touch any chords. I'm not going to move anything. Better not come out like we did against Seattle. I don't think we will, Jeremy. I think because this is the last game of the homestand, so I'm thinking they're going to want to end this homestand going well. You know what I mean? Keeping up the pace. Bud the monkey, hey, flying poopy is in the house. Let me tell you something. Flying poopy is depressed right now, um, because it's so cold. This is normally his favorite time of the year. There's snow and there's ice, but because of his injury, now instead of taking him to the beach where he can go romp in the snow and the ice, I have to keep him at home and play with him here because he's too unstable to walk on the ice. So I'm hoping next week we thaw out a little bit, um, so that I can get him there because he's getting pissed off at this point. All right, we got a few more things here. Here we go. Dominic, thanks for coming out, bud. Yeah, man. Sorry about missing all the streams. I was good to go yesterday, but I had a client that ran late, so I by the time I was done, I was too wiped out. Slightly sweet. Let me see. How many games has Bob played in a row? Yeah. I appreciate it. It's going good slightly. Knight hasn't. Has Knight? When's the last time Knight played? Has Knight played since the break? Since we came back from the COVID break, has Knight even played? I don't remember. It's been a bunch of games in a while. Um, yeah, a bunch of games in a row. That's for sure. You think we're playing Bob to test him for the playoffs? Interesting thought. Yeah, I mean it's either that or Spencer's still not feeling well, even if he's testing negative. That's really a surprise. Although it's not like Bobrovsky had a heavy duty workload yesterday, right? So that might be part of it. Knight played Tampa. That's right. That's right, bud. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Chris, you're saying strangely enough, you're not feeling overly confident about this game. I hope they come out hard too. Yeah, Stu was a little bit concerned about this one. I'm good. I feel good about this one. Now that Canadian trip, that's got me a little bit. At some point, the roll is going to stop here. You know what I mean? The Canadian trip with those late games and the cold weather and everything that might put a crimp in our style a little bit. All right, let's see. Switch Frankie for Marchment, not Max. Is have they made that change yet today? Um, I would rather just leave that. I would rather leave that line completely alone, and Marchment can fill in when when we need him to. Right? We knew that this problem was coming. We've got so much depth. We knew eventually there was going to be guys that were healthy that should play that'll have to sit. I would really, I agree. I would really rather see Max and Mammon continue to develop because this is why we know what Marchment can do. So if we continue to let Mammon develop and he's good to go, we know we're going to lose for Toronto, might be in a trade, probably going to be during the offseason. So then you bring back a third line next year of Lundell with Mammon and Marchment, good to go. That's how I would like to see it play out. All right. So yeah, you Bud said Mart said that Knight played Tampa. That's correct. My brother says shut it on Knight. Don't break what's been working. All right. All right, Mr. Happy Dance. Yeah, man, and Bennett made the comeback with the hat trick. Beautiful, beautiful, Dominic. No, this has been like Stu and I. If you guys watched the video earlier today, it's just been so much fun. It's just incredible watching these guys. I mean, Huberto was literally dancing on the bench yesterday after the Bennett goal, after the hat trick goal. Um, so, you know, when that's the emotional energy on the bench in the third period, rather than frustration or aggravation or stress trying to come back and win a game, that's just going to pay dividends so much down the road. All right, Dominic, do I like you, Levy? Yeah, we talked about that a lot. I talked about it a little bit in the recap, and I talked about it a lot today with Stu. The whole idea for me, anyway, for when we've talked about getting Chikrin or Sherratt, but the idea has been we needed that solid partner for Montour on the bottom, right? Not really happy with Kiersted, not really happy with Prisky. We blew Connaughton out of town, which was the most solid 6D we had. So the idea behind getting another top four defenseman is more about then you move Gudis down with Montour, and now you're solid all the way. But if Levy is going to play the way he has these last couple games, pairing him with Montour, that's going to be a good bottom pair. Now I know some people make the argument we need that one more experienced guy, and you need the depth for the playoffs, and I don't necessarily disagree with that. But I don't think that we're in a position to have to overpay for somebody. And from what it sounds like, the Arizona wants for Chikrin, it sounds like they want like an Eichel like return, which I don't think would be a smart way to expend our assets. Is the difference between Chikrin being in the top four? Remember, unless you're going to bring in a Chikrin and put him on the bottom with Montour, now you're going to be changing two pairs because you're going to put Chikrin probably with Forsling as the second pair, and then you're going to move Ulevy down and you're going to put Gudis with Montour. So now you're changing two pairs on a team that basically has the most points in the NHL. So you have to absolutely, if you're going to make any moves like that, you have to absolutely be sure. And I want to see Ulevy continue to play. You know, you seen Zito did it with Forsling, and he picked up Montour, and he's worked out. And Ulevy was the top four, top five pick. There was a reason. And last couple of nights, we've been seeing that if he can play healthy and continue to play well, I I I really have a hard time buying the reason why we should make a move unless somebody's just going to give somebody away. Um, yeah, Ulevy is amazing, Shomer. Yeah, no, the kids played well the last couple games, right? Let's see, Bud. By the way, this will be Bob's eighth straight start with a 6-0-1 record and a 928 save percentage. So yeah, I still would like to know if there's a reason, if is Spencer Knight still sick, or did Bobrovsky maybe ask, "Hey, I want to play again." Um, we had that break, and he's had a lot of time off, and whoever, I forget who made the point up above about the playoffs, it's not a bad point. So, and when we, so eh, 6 and one half dozen on another. Like I said, that's another thing. I've been saying, if we're if guys aren't stressed and having to bust their ass, then that's easier on the body. Same thing goes with Bobrovsky, right? We got a 6-0 lead halfway through the second period. He's chilling, he's relaxed. He wants to stay in the game, right? He says he wants to pad his stat. That's what it is. He wants to pad his stats. He wants to pad his Vesna stats tonight. All right, let's see. Florida Panthers, you thought Carlson was solid while he played, but Levy's playing good. Yeah, Carlson wasn't bad. He wasn't like an eyesore sticking out bad. but Ulevi's definitely better. And look where they were, where he was drafted. You would expect that. Hey, Richard, how you doing, bud? You just got home from your game. Did you guys win? How'd you guys do? How did you guys do, Richard? Did you find did you lose? Did you lose for us? Huh? We're gonna end up playing you guys in the playoffs, man. But yeah, the same with Gabranson, right? That's true. That's true. That's true. And that's a good point about the draft. Um, Boy, my brother Gene, you guys have to. He's crabby. He's crabby. I didn't read your whole text, Gene. I didn't read the whole text, but he was taking a nap. He didn't really want to wake up. I told him he was fired if he didn't show up. So, all right, let's see, Chris. We completely owned the Jackets last year. They're going to want to come out and let us know that they're a different team. Um, Maybe. I mean, maybe a lot of teams are coming in here thinking one thing and leaving thinking another. You know what I mean? Hey, Sweet Nirvana, I appreciate that, bud. All right, that's Sweet Nirvana just became a new member on Flying Fluffy on the YouTube channel. Absolutely appreciate that, man. Big, huge thanks. Much appreciated. All right. You just hopefully if you got notifications set every morning after the game, I put out an article and then I haven't really done any videos over there since the off season. That's what I was doing. Was doing more videos during the off season, and I've just been writing the articles now. And then as we get later on into the season, I'm going to be adding some things in over there again. Um, but the articles are they're really getting interesting over there because the way I have it formatted is three players that I love what I'm seeing from and three players that need to improve. And I'm really working hard now to find things to make up things where guys need to improve. So yeah, so I appreciate that, bud. Really do. All right, let's see. So you guys, Richard, you guys beat Vancouver 4-1. All right. Local bark face, Steve. How you doing? How you doing, Flying Poopy? Huh? Where's the Flying Poopy is in there asleep? Local Barkov hater, man. Did you see my response? Did you see? Oh, excuse me. Did you see the puppet's response to your comment? I haven't had a chance to respond to everybody's comments lately, but for Steve, I made an exception. So you'll have to check that out. You think Reinhardt's going to get 2 goals tonight, Bud? Is that what you're saying? 2 goals, right? Yeah, that is what you're saying, huh? Let's see. I did say hi back, Flying Poopy. Hey, Frank. How you doing, Frank? Good to see you, bud. Good to see you, man. Um, how we doing, Frank, man? You haven't been around as much, and I was worried that maybe, because I know you owed some guys money. I was worried that maybe something happened to you. I know you were worried about that. How we doing there? Did you make up any losses? Chris, how much cap space do we have? Hmm, I don't know, 2.5, 3. Let's see. Let's see. Um, I think we've got like 2.5. Let's see what we got. What we have right now. Okay. We have cap space. Oh, that's not good. Is that accurate? I thought we had more space than that. Um, what cap friendly is telling me is that our current cap space. Okay, it's weird because the projected cap space is different, but the current cap space is 4.5 million. So that yeah, our deadline cap space is 4.5 million, but I believe that includes. Well, we're not taking guys off of LTIR anytime soon. Who's on LTIR? Um, Achari is still on LTIR, and Notavar is still on LTIR. Don't be surprised if they don't take Achari off of LTIR until we would need him maybe during the playoffs or right before that. Don't be surprised there. Barkov, you saying I never posted a comment? Hold on a second. Now we got to check this out because I know I did with my phone. So let's see here. You guys might hear the video start playing in the background for a second. Let's see. Um, this is in yesterday's comment and yesterday's video, the recap, where Steve made a beautiful, beautiful comment about the puppets. Let's see here. I want to be sure. Um, I have to get to the bottom here. My mouse is not working right. All right, let's see. A lot of people liked the intro actually yesterday. Let's see. I'm trying to get to it. Skipped your intro. Wow, you know what? You're right, Steve. You're absolutely right. It did not. I left the comment, logged in. Okay. Now I'm going to have to do this. Guys, I just need you to hold on. Sit tight. Everybody sit tight. Let me take care of this. I actually responded to you and to somebody else. And you're right. It did not take it. It did not take my damn reply. Now that's pissing me off. Wait a minute. Now this doesn't make any sense. Okay. So Steve, when I just logged in with my Flying Fluffy account and I went to that comment and it showed no replies. And then I logged in with my politically incorrect puppets account, which is what I use to reply to you, and the reply is there. I said, "Look, muchacho, how about we go show up at your and ruin your kid's next birthday party?" I'm looking at the comment right now. But if I log back out and log back in, the comment, I want to see if the comment disappears. Let's see. Long back in as Flying Fluffy and scrolling to the bottom, and the comment is gone. That is crazy. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. Um, all right, so back to back to the stream. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot of it after the stream, Steve, and send it to you. That's crazy. All right, ZB Mono. Did I miss something here, guys? Hold on a second. ZB Mono, you saying you're a new member? Did you join the YouTube, or did you join the Patreon? Usually, if you join YouTube, um, there would be a little icon. Or are you saying you just subscribed? Yeah, bark off hater. I see what you're saying. You just checked. So did I. I'm gonna show. I'm gonna after the video and everything. I'm gonna log back in and show you. It's weird. It's not showing it. Maybe it's because I logged in with just another channel. I don't know. Doesn't make any sense, man. All right, Shomer, go ahead. Go ahead, my brother. go go do what you got to do. Go ahead and go set up, man. Flip Barkov for a 6th round pick. Come on, we can at least get a fourth. We could at least get a fourth for him, right? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Slightly Sweet is a new member. Yeah, yeah. I gave him a big thanks. Much appreciated to him. Absolutely, man. Okay, so let me scroll up because I missed a couple of things here. Um, my screen is jumping around on me here a little bit, so I just apologize for that. All right, here we go. Um, is Jeff going back to the game? I believe so. I know Stu is supposed to go, and Karen said she was going to see Jeff tonight. So I assume, but I haven't been on Twitter a whole lot today. Um, but I haven't heard anything differently, so I'm pretty sure he's going to be there. Let's see. Frank, you're going to sell your kidney? Oh man, that's funny. That's funny, man. I wish I could help a brother out. this is this was a good month though. I'm digging myself out of the hole at least a little bit. All right, so let's see. Oh, Bud, you're saying the taxi squad adds more cap. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Because I thought we only had like 2.5, and now they're saying like 4.5, 4.6. Um, which kind of makes it look like we have the money for Chikrin. But you know, I trust Zito. I absolutely trust Zito. I'm not going to second guess if he feels like bringing in a guy and moving guys around, you know, and develop you Levy later. I'm good with that. The guy has been gold all the way around. So I just look at what we've got. I look at the product on the ice, and I did nothing I'm seeing makes me say, "Ooh, we need to change something." But if wait 2 weeks, right? You never know what happens in 2 weeks. All right, let's see. Um, my brother is having a hard time. That I says, can anyone chat understand why I'm saying about you don't give it about why Knight is on the ice, which is interesting because I have the receipts, Shomer. I have all the texts during the offseason, how you were telling me Bobrovsky sucks and that Knight was the superstar future and that he needed to just start every game. I have the receipts. So, you know, don't be a backseat driver now. All right. Just be happy Bob's playing well, but don't pretend like you weren't you know, kissy face with Spencer Knight, man. Come on now. All right, let's see. So Dominic, you don't know how to word this because it's not a knock, but can our D shut it down in a series defining playoff games? I get what you're asking. What I know is that what we've seen this year is in the games where we really needed to shut teams down defensively, for the most part, we have. If you look at the problems that we have on defense, majority of the time is when we're trying to be too offensive minded. And Uyghur and Ekblad will get split because they're both pinching. Um, and that's really it. The Gudis Forsling pairing has been pretty damn solid. All right. There's been a couple of times they've been minorly out of position. And Montour's been really, really good. And it's just been about finding a fourth guy, the last guy for him. The problems that we've had defensively have when we're trying to play offense too much. But when the guys that we have, when they decide, okay, we're just going to sit back and play defense, it's good. That's why these games we're getting leads, 2-0, 3-0, 4-1, whatever it is, 6-0 like last night, and we're holding them, right? It's not like I would be concerned if, like in a game like last night, when we're 6-0, if we took our foot off the gas and we ended up winning 6-3 and the defense was meh, right? That would be a concern. But when these guys have decided, okay, we're not going to try to score, we're just going to play defense, they're shutting teams down. Now, can we do that in the playoffs? There's no way to know until you make the playoffs. I like the guys we have. I think that the guys that we have, when they decide to play defense, this isn't like Matheson and like Branson and players like that where they're staying back, or even when they try to play defense, they're not playing well. I like the guys we have. That's what I'll continue to say. But I understand the question there. Absolutely. Have I tried unplugging my mouse and plugging it back in? No, it's the laptop. The whole lap. I need a new laptop, Steve. Let's just leave it at that. I have abused this one, so that's got to happen. I'm gonna have to this whole wall here. I'm gonna have to take all of this stuff. I'm gonna have to move everything downstairs to a different wall downstairs and just move the TV around because um as we get into spring and early summer with the playoff games, I want to be able to stream and do more content and all of that. And the up and down the stairs with Fluffy is just becoming too much. Even if he's physically able to get up and down the stairs, he still only can walk half of them. And now there's something going on with his vision where, like, if he gets up and doesn't see a clear path to go somewhere, he'll just like stand there with his head down and wait for me to come up to him and escort him. So the less stress on him I can, with upstairs, downstairs, upstairs, downstairs. So I'm gonna have to move all of this is gonna go downstairs, and hopefully at the same time a new laptop will come into play because my USB ports are a mess and I need to take it all apart, have it taken apart and clean and everything. All right, let's see. I'm sure I've missed stuff at the bottom here. Okay. Oh, here we go, Barkov hater. I can't write, but I can barely read. Jesus. Wow, man. All right, let's see. Florida Panther fans, where can you find the articles? Um, they are on they are if you go to the member section um on YouTube, it's for Patreon or YouTube members. So if you're a member there, if you're on Patreon, you just log in and they're there. And with the YouTube membership, you just have to go to the member. You should get a separate notification if you're a YouTube member. All right, I'm gonna go from the bottom up. Um, Soylent Green. Let's see. Chick isn't coming to Florida. He'll cost too much, and the Cats do not have the assets to acquire him. Barkov, Lundell, Bennett, and Lou are the centers for the next few years, so those are unavailable. Agree. The second part I agree. Um, and you're probably right about it costing too much. You're most likely you're right. From what I've heard, they want like an Eichel like return. So most likely you're correct. Now, Sherratt, um, that's a different story. I don't know what they're gonna want, but he's just a rental, right? So, you know, to be honest, the thing that I wish we wouldn't have done is gotten rid of Connaughton. Because if our 6 and 7D were Ulevy and then Connaughton, I'd feel a lot more comfortable. But for whatever reason, they weren't sold on Connaughton, and now he's gone. And I don't know. I mean, that's legit the only thing we can, only space we would even have a little bit of room, unless we were joking about it, but unless we're going to put Achari at defense, and so he can take faceoffs, right? Um, all right, let's see. Jeffrey Stills. Is it Stills or Sills? I want to get it right, but my eyes are bad. Nope, Jeffrey Sills. Um, like Dookie having a multiple goal game. I appreciate. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right there. You had said something else though. You had said something else, didn't you? Um, Geez, it just went all the way to the top again. Like I see. Oh, um, I thought you had said something else, but it's not showing up. Oh no, that was Peter. Okay. Um, Peter, thanks for coming out, bud. So let's see. Noel is definitely the fourth line center when healthy. E2 has the energy, but he doesn't win the faceoffs compared to Achari. Yeah, I talked about that either in the article or one of the recaps. He does need to get that faceoff percentage better. He's at 37%. Like even Lundell's in the I think it was 44%, 45%. That's not great, but that's serviceable for a rookie. Lustrinian's been not good in the face-off circle, but to break up that line, you're not taking Lomberg off the ice. Let's put it that way, right? And you're not taking Hornquist off the ice. So now you have a problem. Yeah, and the other thing is, and somebody had mentioned this before with Achari's, the nature of Achari's injury being that bicep, that motion, he may not come back um all that superb at in the faceoff circle. We don't know, where he's going to be that way. I like E2's game. I really do. And I think, what we've talked about, what Stu and I have talked about a lot is the chemistry. And, when you change the chemistry there, you're changing the chemistry. We're winning now with E2. The face-off thing is a viable concern, obviously. What I think if you can get him, you take now and you say he's been 37%. If you can get him to 45% the rest of the way, I think he stays in and he's got some time. Um, but I just don't think that considering how well the team is playing, I just don't think you just boom give Achari his job back. He's going to make it on the ice. Obviously, they're going to find ways. Guys are going to get hurt. Guys are going to get sick. He's going to find a way to get on the ice. But I just don't think he just gets his job back like that. I just we're we're doing too well without him. All right, let's see. You're saying Achari brings a better physical game where Lou can excel. You see, Lou can excel. You believe with Lundell and try to revive Vetrano's play, and that's another thing, Peter, that goes into it because if we trade Vetrano, then there's room for Achari. You know what I mean? Because then, yeah, you're going to move Lusterinen back up. You bring Tippett back up. You bring Heponiemi back up. Um, I I I'm really starting to feel like with the chemistry of this team every day, every game that we win like we did yesterday lessens the chance that we're going to make any kind of move. Um, so but we'll see how that works out. There's going to be guys that deserve to play that aren't going to play. Like, where you're going to put Marchment, you're going to take Mammon out, right? I mean, you can make an argument that your wingers there, you know, you can make a lot of arguments for guys. There's between Achari and Marchment and Mammon, um, somebody's going to be sitting more nights than not, and they deserve to be playing. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. I don't think there's any bad move that we could make there. You know what I mean? But with his arm, with that injury, I would have a concern about him working himself back into shape, taking the face offs, because that's a completely different motion. That just maybe they'd put him at wing and ease him in, right? But then who you take out? That's the biggest thing. All right, let's see. Lewis G, you don't want to jinx us, but you think this is our year. We're in hunting mode. I feel you. I feel you completely on that, man. It's just like I'm watching these games and it's like Stu was saying today, is like, is this real? Are we dreaming? Right. And then at the same time, we see what happened at the end of the season last year, the 2 games against Tampa Bay, where we were whooping up on them, right? And that was with Vasilevsky. Excuse me. And we all thought, oh, we got this. We got it. We're good. We got this. And then not so much. I don't think we're going to have that kind of implosion or that kind of a problem. But clearly, as the season gets on, teams are going to start playing tougher defensively. We've been facing some of these teams, not their first goaltender. Let's not lie about that, right? Okay, we got 9 against Tampa, not their top goaltender. Last night, not the top goaltender. I think Vancouver was playing their third goaltender. So let's be honest about that too. It's all going to change come playoffs. But the biggest thing right now is get home ice throughout the entire playoffs, because there's nobody coming in and beating this team 4 games out of 7 if we have home ice. And I just don't see it. If we're healthy and we're playing to our capability, it's closing in on at a point where at the very, very least, I would be extraordinarily disappointed to not make the cups. And then, if we lose to the Avalanche, I'll be pissed. I'll be upset. But that everybody else I'm looking at, and unless we get Vasilevsky, the rest of the Eastern Conference, I like how we match up. We'll put it that way. All right, I'm missing a couple of things here. Jeremy, Lusterinen over Achari. He's getting older and wasn't great last year. He is 30. He is 30. He's probably not going to be re-signed. Um, I think Achari will get in some games. Okay, keep E2 fresh, right? I think he'll get in some games. And if a guy is missing at wing, or guy gets sick or whatever, I think he'll get in some games. But I don't think he just gets his job back. I just don't think so. Peter, Marchman is the extra. If Toronto can't get his game up, then we can unfortunately dump him for cap space. Vetrano has been a little bit of a victim of how many times he's played. Look, he was playing with Tippett, who wasn't playing well. And how many nights was it Vetrano with Thornton and Tippett, which for Vetrano was an absolute waste, because Vetrano needs speed with him, and he needs somebody to be a playmaker and pass him the puck. So I think his lack of play in part is due to the line mates he's had on a consistent basis. If we can keep these guys together with Lundell and Vetrano and Mammon, I like that setup. All right, let's see. Like Jeremy, yeah, goals matter more than shot blocking, and E2. E2's been solid, absolutely. Um, hey, Pouncing Pucks, how you doing, bud? Things are good. Things are good today. Today is today's the I've this is the best I have felt. I had one little wave of nausea earlier today. It was bad. It was just like 15 minutes, and then I've been fine. And yeah, Bob is in net. So I feel good. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. I'm hoping that it's not an issue where, this stuff is lingering and Knight is not feeling well. Hopefully it's just like I said, I think maybe Borowski wants to pad his stats. he wants the Vesna, he wants to pad his stats, and he sees tonight as an opportunity, right? Um, let's see. Al Hizzy, Demko is Vancouver's number one. There was somebody else that we played. I guess it wasn't Vancouver, but there was somebody else that we had played that was on like their third goaltender. It wasn't just Tampa. Um, I guess it wasn't Vancouver, but there was somebody else that we played. Let's see. Sills, Jeffrey Sills. After Huberdeau and Barkov, Lindell is probably the best player on the team. He affects the game in so many ways. In terms of overall play, he's been outstanding. Absolutely, absolutely, especially for a rookie. Face-off percentage needs a little bit of work, but it's not terrible. And he's taken a lot of penalty kill draws, which actually they had a statistic last night on the game where he's taken 67 shorthanded draws. And the next closest rookie who's taken shorthanded draws, they didn't say who it was, but they've taken 10. So it just shows the confidence they have in him. Is he the best player on the team after Huberdeau and Barkov? I think we're going to get there. I mean, in terms of overall play, is you might be right. I mean, I love Bennett. I love Bennett. Um, but you could be right. If he's not there, he's gonna be there, right? Like I said in my season preview, after I watched Lundell at the development camp, the only question I have about him is how long is it going to be before he takes over for Sam Bennett, and Sam Bennett is our third center, and that's not a knock on Bennett. It's not a look, and numbering the lines with this team doesn't make any sense anyway. Because look at our second line is Huberdeau with Duclair and Bennett. And most nights, that's our best line, right? Let's just face it. All right, let's see. Um, Peter, yeah, I see what you're saying about Lustrina being a third line winger. I could see that happening if we move Vetrano. I could see that happening if we move Vetrano. Yeah, I wouldn't have any problem with that. Oh, Al Hizzy. Yep. Thanks, bud. Yep. It was Carolina. That's what I was thinking of. Yep. 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 And that's a game, obviously, that we won where, yeah, if they would have had Anderson and, or I forget who the second guy is, he got hurt. Um, yeah, that's a game that could easily, is going to be a lot tougher. So that was the one I was thinking about. Thanks. Um, Pouncing Pucks. Yeah, I think we all thought Knight was going to be in. We just kind of took it for granted and thought it was a given. Um, Bobrovsky's he's having fun. He didn't want to come off the ice. I don't blame him, right? Lewis G, where is Tippett? Um, he's with the Charlotte Checkers. They sent him down with Heponiemi so he can play some games, and that's fine. That's fine. I know guys. He was taking a little bit of flack. Kid's 21. He's played 84 games, which is basically a full season. He has 31 points. So he's not terrible. He just needs to get back up. He just needs to get his confidence back. He needs to play some games, you know, play a boatload of minutes and kind of get his swagger back a little bit. Richard, yeah, Ranta, that's right. That's right. Yep. So that was the game. That was the game. So three of those, so that's three since the break, where we've not even played the guys. Well, it was the kid last night. Oh, that was their second goalie. I didn't think he was playing all that well. Ottinger, I thought he was playing okay. The first period, he stopped that Barkov. He stopped a couple of Barkov shots, including one of those deflections. And then he got taken out, man. So yeah, the quality of goaltending come playoff time will definitely be different than we have faced these last 8 games. So let's be honest about that. Um, Not knocking the guy who had his second hat trick last night. I'm not knocking him. I'm not knocking him. I just think that at some point it's Lundell's going to be too good to take off the ice. But like I said, 6 1/2 doesn't. They're not going to change that line. They're not going to put Lundell with Huberdeau and Duclair. They're going to leave that line alone. Um, but Lundell, whoever you put with Lundell, is a happy person. Let's put it that way. Al McCann got sent down to the minors. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. In the past, um, McCann got sent down to the minors when Portland was our affiliate, and he got called back up. And there was just I remember that. I remember that. That's a really good point. That's a really good point. That's a good point. Yep. Yeah, and then McCann has turned into a good player. He really is. Look, Tippett will be fine. Tippett will eventually will be a 15 to 20 goal guy on somebody's second or probably third line, somewhere in there. He got drafted a little high. He got drafted a little high. Um, and it's possible that he becomes that guy somewhere else because we're so loaded. But it's good for him to get some playing time in. Hey, Mr. Vids, how you doing, bud? How you doing, buddy? I retweeted that poll for you. You know my vote. My vote at this point is the cup. I want the cup. That's got to happen. Let's see, Louis G. Let's get 10. Oh, man, and that's the funny thing is it's not funny. It's not a joke, right? I mean, it's legit. It's like at this point, come on, let's get 10. We've gotten 6, we've gotten 7. Have we gotten 8? I think there was one of the games we got 8. So I think we've had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can count. Let's get 10. Yeah, Al Hizzy. Yep, exactly. Tippett could benefit from the time. He needs to just play. I mean, it got to the point where at first it just started off he wasn't scoring. And then the harder he pushed to try to finally get a goal, the wheels on the rest of his game just came off. And it'd just be good for him to get down there and get some confidence back. Mike, hey buddy, how you doing? Yeah, it's good to be back. I didn't mean to miss last night. I was good to go last night, but I had a client that lasted pretty long. And then by the time I was done, my voice was there was just not enough time for me to recuperate. My brother Gene telling everybody hi. All right, let's see. Barkov hater still wants to trade Barkov. Make us an offer, man. Make us an offer. Christy, if his line mates are the issue, you think they should put Vertrano on a line with Lundell? Well, they normally have. That's what it was for a while. Was Lundell with Tippett and Vetrano. And then with the Bennett suspension and the Barkov injury, especially mainly the Barkov injury, and Bennett was out with the injury too. So Lundell ended up moving up. And then that's when we were playing how many games with Thornton at 3C, which is not it's not a match at all for Vetrano. So yeah, now with when we're healthy, yeah, that line Lundell should always be with Vetrano. Those two guys should be. And Frank, look, he is a streaky scorer. We know that, right? He's going to score them in bunches. I don't have any problem with that. Um, he's still playing a tough, hard nosed style. He just doesn't stand out the way he used to because now the entire team is playing the hard nosed, tough style, right? Everybody will hit anybody on this team for the most part. We don't have a Yandel on this team who's going to avoid contact at all costs, right? You seen what happened last night when Hinostroza blew up Forsling. Lomberg went over there and knocked him on his ass, and then Bennett really knocked him on his ass. So I think Frank doesn't look as special as he did in the past because everybody's playing really, really well. So, but yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Oh yeah, Anton Barkov says Anton Strawman and for Barkov in the first. Only if they eat the cap. Only if they eat the cap. All right, let's see here. Um, Mike Morgan, can I be honest with you like only a good friend can be? Shoot, go for it, man. Go for it. We're all it's family here. It's all family here. We're good. Is it the plate? You guys notice, okay? We talked about this. As long as we win in, that plate's not going anywhere. That 30 plate is staying there. I have not moved that plate on purpose just for that. All right, let's see. Um Pouncing pucks. Let's see. Oh, pouncing puck, trading Barkov. You would just quit on that. I don't think he's serious. No, I'll take that back. I think Steve would enjoy the chaos that a trade of Barkov would create, but only because it would create chaos. I don't think he's really serious, but we let him play. We let him play with the big kids. You know what I mean? We let him look. I gave him a wrench and everything, right? He's a good kid. Oh, let's see. Lewis, you hope we're going to have cap space to re-sign Huberto. I mean, he's not going anywhere. He's not going to go anywhere. But he's playing so well. I mean, hell, he might win the Hart this year. Um, he's going to have every right. Let's put it this way: he's going to have every right to walk into that office and say he's worth more money than Barkov. But his age and the fact that he really is invested, in this team, I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't know that he's going to get the same length of the contract that Barkov got. That wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me to see him get just a smidgen more money. Um, you heard it here first. It wouldn't shock me. Robin, how you doing, bud? No, they're actually putting Bobrovsky in net tonight. They're letting Bobrovsky do the back to back. For what reason? I'm sure I don't know, other than Bobrovsky might want to pat his Vesna stats. But I guess he just wants to continue. He's having fun playing and he wants to continue on. So we'll see how that happens. Um, Mike, let's see. Oh, Mike with okay. I get you, Mike. All right, let's see. Was it? Oh, okay. Al, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Um, Gavaranta. Okay, yeah. I knew it was. I'm bad with remembering the names, and then Stu thought it might have been Hinestroza. And your point exactly. You were worried about Bennett was going to get another suspension. The hit happened like just at the edge of the camera, and I didn't see it all that clear, and they didn't show a replay. But I had a concern very similar to yours, Al, because it kind of looked like that elbow went up, not this way. It kind of looked like he really raised up, and I didn't see what he did to the guy. But that's when Jovanovski says they might want to get this guy off the ice for the rest of the game. Um, I think they may have done that, but I had the same exact concern there, Al. It's just like, man, we want you to play with that edge, but the next one's going to be what, 5 games, 7, right? If he does something again, let's see. Robin, you don't like that? That needs to get some games. I don't disagree. I'm kind of surprised, but remember, Spencer just came off a COVID protocol, and I could tell you, um, you know, I've had this sucker twice now. You could test negative and still just have zero energy and the muscle aches. I know a lot of people, especially with this recent variant, the muscle aches and the tiredness and it lingers. I know it's lingered with me. So that may be part of it. That may still be part of it. I hope not. But it wouldn't surprise me. Let's see. Mr. Viz, how confident would I be if we played Boston the first round? Bring it on. Bring it. Let's do let's do this. I am not afraid. I am not afraid of Boston. Nope. Not at all. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, with the whole I have somebody was on the Discord. Mike on the Discord was saying, was it Mike? Was somebody else was saying they were sending Swayman down to make room to sign Rask? Um, No, I'm not afraid of Boston at all. That I'd love that. I'd love that. Let's see here. Um, so Robin, that's good. You think the hit was okay, but I'm glad Bennett and Lombard crushed him later. Yeah, I agree with that. Um, all I know is Forsling's head went into the board pretty hard. Right now, I know you got to keep your head up, and it was technically a legal hit, but man, um, they could have called a penalty, and no, I don't think anybody would have argued against it. To me, on a play like that, you if the referee wants to keep the game under control, you call the penalty. That's the payment, right? For the most part. I think the us going after him kind of was because there was no penalty. You see what I'm saying? All right, let's see here. Let me scroll down here a little bit. Um, would players really smoke cigarettes between? Yeah, that's a true story, Chris. That's a true story, man. That's an absolutely true story. The way these guys take care of their bodies now versus before. Remember, you're talking 60s, 70s. These guys, they weren't getting rich, you know. These were guys. I mean, they were talented athletes, but they didn't put into it what these kids today do. All right, let's see. Um, yeah, yeah, pouncing pucks. We'll have cap space to re-sign Huberto because the worst of Yandel's buyout is next season, and then next year is the last year. Right, right, exactly. No, that's most likely how we're going to work it. Is I don't think Huberto's going to get extended during the off season like Barkov did because of the Yandel hit. We're gonna have to basically get an agreement, a handshake agreement, so to speak. And I'm just looking at the time. Geez, it's almost 6 o'clock. We're gonna have to sign him after the season. That's the perfect point, pouncing. Absolutely. Let's see. Robin, yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you. I saw it once; it happened quick, and my concern might have led me to the angle, but they never showed it again, so I didn't, and I haven't seen it in the replays. So if you say that, then I will agree with you. Um, Mr. Vid, you tested negative even though you had all the symptoms, man. Yeah, look, the tests aren't perfect. The tests aren't perfect. The thing here's my question about the tests before I go. I don't understand, and I'm being half serious, half sarcastic. But if we got to wear a mask because when we talk, it comes out, why do they got to shove a foot long hot dog over my nose to get to the virus? That's all. That's just one question I would like to know. If when I'm talking, there's so much spittle coming out that I'm going to get you sick from 4 feet away. How come I can't spit on a napkin and they can test the napkin and tell me if I got it or not? I think it's a legit question that I would get kicked off of YouTube and Twitter for asking and sent to jail in some countries. That's all. No big deal. All right, guys. This went by so fast. Man, I appreciate everybody that came out. And I know I missed some comments, but it's 6 o'clock. It's puck drop time. I gotta get downstairs and set up the TV. This was good. I really appreciate everybody coming out, man. Genuinely, especially when there's a lot of comments like this, it really helps makes that hour go by. Make sure you guys, if you guys aren't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I'm what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to get to 1,500 subscribers before the playoffs start, so that maybe we can double that during the playoffs, huh? What do you think? 2,000-3,000 subscribers by the end of the playoffs, especially if we get to the cup, man. So, all right, guys, appreciate you all coming out, and I will see you guys right after the game with the recap. Okay.